Hello, 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 and welcome to this final boss fight live stream of D&D. D&D, not world building, because I changed the title. Twitch, I changed the title, and you didn't listen, did you, Twitch?
Yeah, apparently not. No. Alright, we're all world building now.
Reload the stream if you want to see the correct title. It's there now. I pressed the buttons a second and third and fourth time after going live, and it told me that we were doing world building again. Anyway, we are here to play D&D, and I am joined by Angel.
Hey.
By Rogue Trader.
Isn't all D&D world building, really?
I mean, in a way, yes.
No,
It was more like world demolition.
For you,
I'm joined by Ben, the quest giver.
Greetings. It's good to see you.
I am joined by Obsolete Goat.
hello, I'm going to be using the wheelchair rules from Mustang Art. Thank you again, Mustang Art, for letting us use them.
And by Smitty. Who
I'm
may
going to be incredibly rude this game. Currently eating my dinner.
be eating food right now.
Me too, actually, but I'm eating shortbread.
Me three.
I'm having a delicious leg of lamb, but I'm trying to also fight some
I
kitten
have
for
food
it.
to my side in case I do get hungry. Or do decide to eat.
I mean, largely the only person who really shouldn't be eating right now is me, because I'm on camera. And I don't have any food around. Actually, I do. I have Pringles.
How well
This is-
come across the camera with them.
Actually, that raises two very important questions. One for the party and one for the chat. One, what's everyone's call on DM snacking? Because that's a conversation that's actually genuinely weirdly interesting. And two, what are your D&D snacks? Put them in the chat. Let us know.
I don't know.
Thank you for making that bit of discussion last the perfect length for me to eat those 2 Pringles I just ate.
Oh wow, that is
What
the second
flavour
time I
Pringle?
rolled 100. And this time it's on a luck roll.
Oh dear.
Remember for the first time, John? I born in Elysium.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I mean, personally speaking, DM snacking is not a problem, but I find it difficult to know when to snack as a DM. Because typically, whenever I've tried to DM and snack at the same time, somebody has asked me something or expected an NPC to talk the second I put something in my mouth.
I 100% agree with you. I do live games at my local geek retreat. And because you're a dungeon master on a Dungeon and Dragons day, you
Yeah.
get a free meal out of it. I have only managed to finish that meal 3 times so far. Otherwise, I'd take it home with me.
So, at this point, we're going to stop talking about snacking, as much as that is a fun
And now
topic.
talk about drinking. So,
How do I have a stealth roll of 2018?
You're a paladin, that's illegal.
I've turned off a previously active module, and apparently turning that one off messes with some of the maths.
I'm gonna roll
so
some.
Wow,
what was it
okay,
in our
sorry.
favour? I mean,
I'm loving these.
did they
Apparently,
see Mason with the roll of 2,000?
no, it's even better. My perception was 53, and my insight was 1210. My deception, holy moly, I want all of these to be
Perception's
cannon
terrible.
rolls.
But your
These are
wisdom
amazing.
save, my goodness.
Who?
No.
820.
Scale Edge had a hit of 91 and did 2,517 damage.
And apparently that was on a nat 1.
Stanza, the cutie icons for all of these characters were drawn by Tanny, Pendragon Nomad. They have just started drawing a new style of cutie icon that apparently closer represents what they actually wanted the cutie icon to look like, and I believe commissions may be open. But I don't know that for sure. You might have to ask them.
QC icons for you, John?
Nope.
Can
Aw.
you keep the icon
We
shut up?
will soon. But we need
Who amongst you wishes to do the recap for what happened last time, or shall I pick on Ben because he rolled 100 on the luck test?
Ben,
Right, I'm going to disappear off now, guys.
Ben, inform us as to the events of the previous session, please.
Let's see. Let's see as much as I can remember. Anyway, let's see now.
Can I do it?
Sure.
A lot of shit happened and nobody died and there was an evil chair.
Okay, no, you can't do it anymore.
Right.
Ben.
I was gonna say when it come down to it, we're on a little travel way to try and find out where our other bugbear came from, and where maybe go and try and find a good place to go to hide away, to maybe find a bit of peace, to rest around a little bit, or do something, or maybe not do that. We then came along as we're going down the corridor. We come in down and we see that there's this room. I decided I want to take a look in the room. As I look in the first part of the room, there is a dead thing underneath a big square thing, but that was luckily okay. Then we opened the door, saw that it was really, really bad inside because there's a big, bad, scary thing. So we decided that, okay, we're going to take care of the big, bad, scary thing. Took care of the big, bad, scary thing. Then found out that one of these rocks, and only one of these rocks, was a fake rock which hidden a nice chair which looked lovely. It was very comfortable to sit on and always made you say things which you didn't want to say. Or maybe you did want to say, but you didn't really, really want to say. And it didn't come out naturally. And bad things came out and... secrets.
This is the moment that we zoom out and is in the chair giving the update.
Yeah. Get out the chair.
Anyway, after that, we decided with a lot of fear and a lot of scary parts, because I came to realise that chair is very, very bad and that no one should sit in it, but we should grab the chair and put it into the corner and hide it away because someone wanted the chair, even though it is a bad chair. After that, the rest of you all went for a nice little nappy noo-noo. Oh no, sorry, we went through the door at the bottom. We saw there was another big stone, landed on nobody this time, they were lucky. On the other side, we came across that there is a skeleton who is waiting by the river, who says he can take us places. I don't know what he means by that. But we decided that we needed to rest up for the night and take a good rest. We decided we'd take the first watch, heard a thing, saw pure evil. A lot of things got revealed, we went back into hiding, and now we're here.
Okay,
Like I
that's...
said, a lot of shit happened, nobody died.
I love that. Sorry, that man deserves inspiration because that was perfectly in character.
Okay, you get inspiration.
Thank you.
Try to remember to use it at some point, I guess. We should, actually be using this rule that's in the player's handbook.
Or just literally click the button. I have my inspiration little token to remind me.
Yep.
But yeah,
So
we're in the middle of the watches as well. I'll leave us at that. We're in the middle of the watches because we came back and we're about to kick someone else away.
So to
Playing pure evil.
quickly just cover some of the gaps, as that was a in-character recap. The big bad evil thing that you dealt with was a giant Zorn, a weird sort of elemental creature that eats rock and gems and tried to eat several of you. And to the south, it's a tiefling skeleton, if that makes anybody more or less happy about Mr. Skeleton Man, next to a large, what do you call them? Boat?
Oh,
Ferry?
A ferry? A gondola, maybe?
Skeletal ferryman. That bodes well.
Yep.
That's always good.
And then heading out to the south, both and Vasin have been out and seen that across the river is a large cave entrance that looks like the jaws of a monster. Teeth seemingly sort of formed out of stalagmites and stalactites. And out of this, they spotted a Drider that had been a member of the team of drow that tortured in his younger life, along with a number of other bugbears they tortured. And so you go back inside, and who are you kicking awake for the second watch?
We'll leave that one to Vace, and we're gonna go and sit in the corner.
I'll unpause the game so that you can do that.
No, I will poke Toya and Wall.
Oh,
I think that's a fun combination, and John let me choose.
oh, okay. Cool. So where are we going?
Just watching.
Do we need to go out, or are we just staying where we are?
I think we're just staying put. I'm just gonna guard the door over here.
I will say the moment as you go into it. Don't open it! Don't open the door.
Not gonna touch it, Basin. Not Basin.
I'm just gonna move to the center of the room so I have a better vantage point. Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, I think Vason will, when he wakes them both up, will just be like, just heads up, we need to have a group meeting in the morning. Well, in the morning?
I don't have keen mind, don't at me with this.
In the waking hour.
When we're done resting. Because,
When people are conscious again.
yeah, didn't have a good time.
Okay, I'll make sure that nobody runs off before then.
I feel bad.
Nap time.
I'm gonna do this straight away.
Yeah.
You have some difficulty falling asleep.
Yeah. Didn't think I was going to be sleeping at all, to be fair.
But
I imagine myself flitting between half trying to read the book on chord and half watching that door.
eventually, after an hour and a half or so, you do find yourself, the words are blurring, and you just sort of find a fitful sleep. You find yourself walking in an empty, flat plain. Mountains rise in the distance. Clouds roil overhead. A storm is blowing in. The rain starts to fall.
Is it an unpleasant rain, or...?
It's, not overly pleasant. You sort of shelter from it. Try to shelter from it. There's nothing around to pull under, but you sort of pull closer to yourself, and eventually a little while passes. Thunder crashes overhead.
I need to run and find shelter. I need to find somewhere to duck.
A
It's gotta be
voice
coming somewhere.
booms with the thunder. Where does your strength come from?
But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just strong. I've done things and they made me strong. That made me... My experience, what I've done.
Another boom of thunder. Where does your strength go?
Strength go.
The rain is starting to make the ground slick, and the mud starts to pull at your feet, pulling your feet down. Do you choose to run from the past? Use your strength to flee?
No.
Webs erupt from the ground and catch your wrists, and they start pulling you down.
No.
Looking down, you see a monstrous spider female looking up from under the ground, pulling on the webs.
No. No.
Fight her, or give in to her. Lightning flashing across the sky.
I can't give in. Can't do that again.
Then fight. Make me a strength check.
Right. Ready to.
You start to fight back against it, and you manage to get 1 foot back on the ground, but the ground is sucking you under and the webs are pulling you down. Lightning crashes down and strikes into you. Make me a second strength check with advantage.
Is there any chance I could rage in this?
Yeah, I mean, you can rage. It gives you advantage, but you've got advantage.
I know you're just giving me the advantage. I didn't know you were going to do that.
Thematically, yes, you're raging now.
Okay. I'll do that one with advantage.
That just takes you faster in quicksand.
As an 18.
You pull, and the webs break, and you pull your feet back to the surface. The spider disappears under the ground suddenly solid again. I am not your salvation. I am not your savior. I am not your friend. The voice. I can show you a path to walk. I can show you how to use your strength. And if you choose it wisely, I can lend you some of my own.
If it is my path to redemption for one of the things I've done which I was forced to, then I accept. I have been blind, and every single thing that points me and tells me which way to go is always throwing me off. It misguides me, it confuses me. If you could point me, because I know that you are not for me. No one's for me. I'm for me. I have to be for me, because no one else was for me. At least not till I find them. So I need to be for them. I need to be better. I need to be stronger, and damn you and anyone else, whoever you need me or not. If you can grant me strength, so be it. If you can point me down a path that I need, brilliant. But if you are just pointing me down another route which another one of you lot seems to think is best suited for me, but you really don't know, leave it off now. Where do you lie?
Face your past. Do not run from it.
I knew I'd have to do it one day.
And with that, the dream ends. And we can go back to just the tense music.
Woo!
Wol and Toya,
Yeah.
your watch passes uneventfully.
Cool.
Is there any conversation you would like to have with each other?
Hi, hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Sleeping well?
Not currently. But
Well, I mean, no, because we're on duty, but like, in general?
it's fine.
Sorry, Zara's better at this than me.
Hmm.
At least I haven't, and I've been getting better at not just immediately killing things. And I know that upsets you, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm improving. Awesome.
Who do you wake up for the final watch?
Nefera. And can we wake up? Wake up! No, yeah, not Ek. This guy down here
Ek.
that I can't ping on currently. This
Yes.
little fella. That one. Can I ping now? There we are. That one. That guy.
Alright.
Ick wakes up and pulls out his crossbow.
Yeah,
believe
I
he's-
think it was a hand crossbow I gave him.
Believe he's got a crossbow. Just sort of moves to the center of the room.
I'm also going to tuck into this corner.
Nefira, is there anything you wish to discuss with Ick?
Not really. I'm just gonna let Ick take the majority of the watch. I'm still keeping an ear up, but I'm practicing something.
Okay. And eventually your watch comes to an end, and as it comes into its final few hours, Ick just sort of starts setting up a little campfire and starts cooking breakfast for the group.
I think I have all the rations in my bag, but it can wake me up to get them. How many people in the party currently? How many mouths are there to feed?
It's 9 people here at the moment.
10
Right.
portions, because wall exists.
It's
Yeah,
just
well,
fair.
don't worry, I'm
Wall-
keeping track of my own.
Wall has to keep track of his own portions, but
So we all did get a long rest there, right?
you all did get a long rest. So if
Oh,
you
yeah.
if you
Hooray.
haven't done so yet, to feel free to hit your long rest buttons on your character sheets.
Yes.
Definitely know where that is. Definitely not losing.
Under
again.
hit dice.
Thank you. I swear to God, it's the one thing I always lose on this character sheet. Oh, did someone take? I'm trying to remember. Who did I give my moon touched sword to last session, or did somebody just? Did I offer it and then someone pushed it back?
You gave me the moon touch sword, but I didn't. I haven't got that one down yet
Cool, cool.
because I don't know what that one is. But yeah, you gave that to me because I didn't have a magic weapon.
It's literally just a glowy sword.
That does
I'll
matter.
send you I'll send you information in the private chat. Sorry, I just noticed it was still on my sheet, so. Sorry to interrupt with bookkeeping.
Morning arrives. You are woken to the smell of probably toast.
Seeing how much bread? Yes. Just toast.
The day is yours to do with as you
What
deem
kind
fit.
of, moon touch sword was it?
Great sword.
Great sword. Right.
Literally just glows and lets you see. Yeah, I think whilst everyone's sort of like buttering toast, as it were, Vasen's gonna like so make sure to sit next to and just give him a look. A look of like tell everyone, not like a weird sort of yes, big boy sort of look. Very specific look. I realised how vague just a look was. I feel like I needed to clarify that.
Just you will see, if nothing else, I've woken up. I am very meticulously cleaning my weapons. Haven't really noticed a look.
Vason, as you look over at him, fastidiously cleaning his weapons and not noticing your look to him, you do notice that one of the books he collected from Chandra is still open on the ground in front of him.
And do like the anime girl thing of I have got my toast in my mouth. I grab a slice of toast for and sort of wander over to pick up the book, and passing some toast, take a look at what page it was on.
It is a book about Cord the Stormlord. It seems to be on the page talking about the tenants of the Stormlord.
Oh, what are the tenants?
I knew you were going to say that.
Tenants loading.
Braver. Stop pinging around the page, damn it. Stupid websites. It's a weird tenant of the Stormlord, I know. Bravery above all. There is no glory in cowardice. Strength is the path to greatness, but greatness is the responsible use of strength. And the glory of the Stormlord lives through your own glory on the battlefield.
Has even noticed that I'm handing him toast?
No. Is very fixated at the moment.
Those are good tenants.
I have to go over there.
Go over where? Oh God, really? Eat the breakfast first, and tell people, and just closes the book and passes it in separate hands, so he's not getting butter on the book.
The gods won't help me. They'll assist, they'll point the way, but they won't help me. They can't help me. I have to do this. I have to do this.
We have to do this.
I have to do this. You have your own things to concern yourselves about. You do not need to do this. I need to do this.
Does he need a bathroom break? Do we need to go in pairs so he can take a shit?
Just start standing up.
Yeah, so toast and book is getting shoved into hands as he's doing this, and Ace is going to just be really blunt because he's had enough of the sneaky conversations, and it's like, right, cool. So you weren't telling them, bud. You got 5 seconds before I tell them. 5, 4,
they won't understand.
3,
You can't.
2.
They won't understand. You can't. I'm literally dropping the warhammer which I had and everything which I happen to have in my hand and literally grabbing you and saying, I can't tell them this. I am a monster already. I know I'm a monster, and there's nothing wrong with being a monster. When you're not evil, being a monster is nothing more than a different body type. But they don't know that. No one knows that.
Quietly, just to keep it in earshot. So if you want me to do a stealth roll or something to keep it quiet, I'm only telling them about the guy across the river. They will want to help you.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It's okay, bud. I just sort of gently removes Um's hands
This is hard to pick up.
and ruffles his hair.
You don't hear what Vason says back, but you do hear the sound of the warhammer boom onto the ground.
crazy, crazy. What the hell was that?
You're right over there, Sergeant.
Looking over my massive stack of toast. Hmm?
Everything
pick
alright
up-
over there, guys?
I pick up my bits and I strap them up and get myself ready for the day. And as you're all sat around, I start making my way for the door and then just gonna stop and I have something I have to do. I saw something last night. An evil. A true evil. One from my past. They're here.
So, should you be leaving? I mean, seems like you might want to stay with the group.
I have to take this on.
I mean,
If I
we're
don't
not
take
saying...
this on, I will never be strong enough and I will never be able to defend anyone or prove myself to be better or redeem myself for what I've done. I have to do this. I have to
But you
face my
protected-
past.
Does it not count that you protected me? Or that you protected Zara? Or that you pretty much had a run protecting everyone in our group at least once? Like, do none of us count?
I have done what I can. But I'm still not good enough. I need to be
Says
better.
who?
Says me.
Why?
I've been spending my entire life, the moment I got out, got away, to find something better. So I got
Yeah.
told I could be better. I just had to find the way. What does that even mean? I got out of a dungeon and got revealed to a wide world I had no idea. And then I realized I could do good. And people shun me. They're afraid of me. I am a monster. But there's nothing wrong with being a monster. There's nothing wrong about being perceived or seen to be different. It's what you do that makes your way. And what you will ultimately be judged upon, that's what I've been told. So I don't care if I'm a monster. Because there are real evils out there. Real evil.
We're not going to be able to talk you out of this, are we?
No. I have to face what's out there. I have to face my past.
Guess every identity does at some point. Can I say something for the record, though? Monster or not, you're still important to me, man. I think you're strong enough.
Might not be my strength I need to worry about. I do need to worry about my conviction.
Conviction's submission.
I don't think you have to doubt that one.
I
says
don't.
the person you were just about to throw across a room in conviction. But we
I
got your
have
back.
to do this. I have to redeem myself. I have to go. And the longer I wait, the less likely I'm going to do it. I don't expect any of you to follow me. You have your own thing you need to do.
Well, funnily enough, the thing we need to do seems to be in the direct direction you're going, so, I mean, I guess we're gonna follow you.
Ick pulls out his crossbow and is already behind you.
Like,
I need you to protect them. Don't worry about me. Protect them. I'm already going to open the door and making my way.
I was going to say, like, Nefira's going to deliberately stand in your way as best he can.
Scooting over as well.
Please,
And
don't. Especially you. Don't. come to
It's-
trust you.
For most people,
I have come to trust you as much as I possibly can. Please, not you. Don't.
in this moment, like the carefreeness of Navira fades away, and he gets very serious for a moment. And it's a case of, Sergeant, are you about to derelict your duty?
This is not derelicting my duty. This is following a duty I should have performed a long time ago. This is
I do
performing a
believe you are
duty I have
derelicting
been
your
running
duty,
away
sir.
from for far too long.
The sergeant will be silent when he's talking to a captain.
And I ain't no
Attention.
sergeant. You will not silence me. You in particular will not silence me.
Maybe not the best word to use, my man.
Your duty, regardless, Sergeant, is to this squad. You abandoning it is a dereliction of duty. I am asking you, don't abandon it.
I grab hold of the stripes on this jacket. I tear it off. And I am not man for this duty. And I am not deserving of this symbol that you gave me. Because I am going. And you will not stop me.
I don't accept the stripes, I just hand them back to you and just go, keep them until you come back.
I'd like to cast Enhanceability on if I can. I want to give advantage on Wisdom saves
Okay.
for the next hour.
Does that require touch?
I'm right next to him.
Does it require touch?
I think so.
Vason is trying to cast a spell on you. Do you allow him?
For the sake that you haven't said anything about it, no. Seeing your hand coming towards me, I'll be effectively knocking it out of the way. I turn and face the Pharaoh. Get out of my way. I will return when I'm done. I'll find you, but this has to be done. I'd like to then close the door and then move one of these rocks against it.
Did he just lock us in?
I believe he just did, yes.
Make me a strength check.
Ooh, what a dick. Good timing, Thor.
That is a 14.
That's not enough to move the size of stone that's there, I'm afraid.
We hear straining and then a... Damn it. It is
Look, I'm gonna be epic.
carried on.
Did he just try to lock us in?
Zara looks around to you all and is just... We're not letting him go alone, right?
We can't
Oh yeah,
let him
no,
go.
obviously.
No, we're gonna let him have some head start and we'll just keep an eye on him from a distance.
But what about him? And Vason just points across to the hobgoblin that we're looking after.
I can just wait here.
You sure?
You
This-
heard him, he can just wait here.
There's no one who knows where I am.
Leave him some food, will you all?
If you're not back tomorrow, I'll go back alone.
Yeah, I'll give him some food, but I'll pull out some bread and hand it to him, and then kind of like look back at the party, and it's like, I don't understand why we don't work together on these things.
Uh,
get it.
I don't either.
Something id, something male ego. I don't know.
I mean,
Raiden's gonna
you're
sort
not
of
wrong.
lean across the front of the door, and he's just gonna start telling them what he saw last night. Essentially, like, we went out, we heard something, and it was. I think it was someone who used to torture That's what I wanted him to tell everyone about before.
That's fucked up.
Hoping he's have the good sense to tell us so we could go deal with it together. I don't know what happened after when he went there last night. I don't think it went as well. He slept well.
Didn't you say something about eating babies the other day? Like last night when he sat in the evil truth chair.
Legitimately, I don't know when that comment was made out of character.
It was yesterday. In the chair. Which wasn't evil.
When I
He was
sat
watched
in the
John.
chair,
It's
it
a
was
very
one of the
comfy-
troops which came out.
Evil
it's a
truth
very
chair.
It's a very comfy chair. I don't think it's evil.
He had a life out of me afterwards, but anyway.
Hey, Steamed.
Hello.
Hello.
By the way, John, this river, does it look swimmable?
You've swum it before, yes. It's reasonably swimmable. And this is one of its narrowest points you've seen so far.
In which case I'm going over.
Okay, I'm going to cut over to here for a moment, as I'll tell you what you see.
We have drama.
This, as I've said a couple of times in the description of this is the cave, the natural rock columns, sort of resemble the maw of some giant fish. The rock columns along the middle of the room support a ceiling that is 30 feet high. And as you climb out of the water, you can just see here the half-crumbled remains of a statue of a princely human clad in plate armor, his sword drawn and at the ready, but his other arm long since disappeared.
Taking a wander is getting closer. I was gonna say, can I see where they came from? But I think I see up ahead where they
Yep.
came from.
You can.
Taking a look at the floor, do I see anything which looks like it might trigger anything between me and the webs?
Roll me a perception check. No.
Take that as a no.
No, everything's fine.
Right. Just to be careful and making sure that I don't catch eye unless you're just going from column to column. I would like to try and sort of hide here for a moment.
Okay.
I want to send forth my unseen servant,
Okay.
which casts now. And basically, I want to send this over. Let's see. Where's that ruler? Because I can send this. Do I have to be able to see where I send it? Let's see.
No.
I kind of want to send it in. I believe that this room extends a little bit further. Actually, I want to send it right on the edge of my view.
Okay.
And I wish to place it right here. and basically all I wanted to do is to move around and hit the webs as if it's getting entangled up.
Okay. You see sort of the dust on the ground just sort of slides aside as the unseen servant moves towards the cobwebbing. And you can see from where you are sort of the ceiling of this room sort of rises up to 40 feet in height. And you can see a number of humanoid shapes wrapped in thick webs with webs going between them. And your unseen servant starts moving through the webs and clearly doesn't have a problem being a metaphysical thing of force, doesn't seem to have an issue with getting stuck to webs. Gets up to the edge of your line of sight and just starts waving its arms around, which you can sort of see this weird shape, like almost a void of shape within the webs, waving around, an almost humanoid shape. And you're watching. Roll me a perception check.
Come on, do better than last time. Well, I did do better than last time, but still.
You can't see anything. You've gone blind.
You look out and you're watching this closely, and suddenly, almost without warning, a spider just appears next to where your unseen servant is disturbing the web. You don't see it approach. It is just 1 second not there, next second there, and it reaches up and it slams down on the unseen servant, and oh, actually, that should be at disadvantage. It hits.
Yep.
Slams into the unseen servant. I'm not going to bother rolling for damage because it can roll more than the unseen servant has hit points. Your unseen servant flickers and is gone, and you know that you're not concentrating on the spell anymore. And then, as quickly as it appeared, the spider disappears.
For the sake of my history, do I know of this species of spider?
Roll me a Arcana or history, nature check.
Well, they're both the same number, so both the same chance. 18.
You've heard of drow, and you've heard of them as natural things, but drow also take an appreciation to them because they are giant spiders. You have heard of phase spiders that can transfer themselves in and out of the ethereal plane. And you assume that is what this is.
Right. Oh boy.
For future reference, phase spiders will now be called "fuck that noise."
I mean, you're not wrong. You're very not wrong on that front.
But they're cuddly.
They aren't.
Pain in the ass to keep in a cage, but cuddly.
No.
I mean, we can really ramp up the horror factor if you want by saying, imagine if they had the zoomies.
So, that's all I would know about those spiders, right?
That would pretty much cover it. You know that they're not just turning invisible, that they are disappearing to another place.
Right. Think. Prove to them you are not the underscum that they quote. You are not an underscum. You are not an underscum. Thinking.
While you're thinking, we're going to go back and we're going to let the others roleplay for a moment.
Okay.
For a start, would somebody like to catch Christy up on, what the fuck's happening?
Well, I vaguely remember from the first time that it's sort of things, but, with a week missing.
Short version
Although
of
it's
what's
more than
happening
that,
now.
wasn't it? Because of holiday. I was
Yeah.
going to say, you paid when I was on holiday as well, so.
Has bounced is the TLDR.
I mean, that's a very too long, very short version.
The TLDR
Yeah.
for right now is last night saw a guy from the days when he got tortured. Ain't good with that. Is kind of obsessed with sort of fixing what he did in the past, and rather than work with the rest of the party like Mason hoped he would, has bounced, and that's where we are.
Okay. Yep.
And apparently he ate a baby.
Yeah, that's part of it.
So Zara
Okay, I take the past.
Zara says, sort of pulling a knife out of one boot, "We're not letting him go alone, right?"
Yeah, no,
Oh,
we're just giving him
no
a bit of a
chance.
head start.
And Mason's gonna just weirdly get out his maul, because he knows what's the other side of the door. Making sure that everything else was in hand. It just turns around to try and push the door open, since I don't think he managed to lock us in.
You push the door open, you can see that there is evidence he tried to move the stone, but it's a very heavy, very big, 4 foot tall stone. You can open the door.
It's a rock.
You can click the button. Open the door. You can see evidence of the stone. Some of the tiles have shifted, but he has been unable to move it.
With everyone sort of following behind him, I think Mason's just gonna explain and talk as this is where we saw him. This is where he was. The other side of these teeth. So I expect he's gone this way.
Vason is the unofficial tour guide.
Oh, if people could just clear a path, and he just sort of doubles back, because there's a river, and he's just going to do a big ass long jump to smash. So as he lands, he smashes one of the stalagmites to make a clear path, because we've got a wall,
Hello.
and trying to wriggle through rock teeth might be difficult.
Hey, Mr. Boatman, can you take us to the other side of the river?
He looks around to you and holds out his hand.
She shuffles around and drops some gold coins in his hand.
He closes his hand. He gets into the boat. He looks to you.
Hey guys, you want to use the boat?
Niver's gonna go with you, but boat sounds good.
Wall?
It's
Do you want to
15.
use the...
It's 15 foot of water.
I don't know, you're in a wheelchair. What the fuck do I know about it?
I don't know. Basin did a good job knocking the thing down. I want to give it a try at least.
Fair. Okay.
Using my big wheels, I'm going to use the rock to get over. Do. The thing about is that all of you have quite a strong scent for tracking, but I can track him particularly well. He's not too far.
Zara will get in the boat because you paid.
Zara's practical.
I was being practical. Nobody else had to jump. I was making sure there's a place everyone can stop.
Amazingly,
Oh, Ick, I love you, Ick.
I was gonna say, I'm amazed it can make it.
He probably swam a bit.
See, I love the idea that he sort of like jumped on the back of Wall's wheelchair. No, don't leave me behind.
That's fine. Don't stand on my gun.
That's Ick.
Yeah, like, don't stand on my gun, Ick. Sorry, Ick. They both have like very few letters in their names.
Ah,
You
why
only
am
have
I...
3.
I know, but there's a W. Y'all have vowels.
God, I can't even remember the jumping rules. You know what, I'm just gonna take the boat because I can't remember jumping rules.
I could just about make it because it's like equal to your strength score, not your strength modifier, and my strength score is
Just to
18.
confirm, John, you got that message. No one else did.
the one that popped up in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no,
trying to do that. I have no idea how you do
was
that.
all the
so-
question.
Ah, right. Thank you. That's the one.
I suppose the next question is, did hear Vason smash a rock?
Slash WGM.
Also,
There's
I have a
nothing special
19
about
to keep arms, like sniff.
Ooh.
Right, so slash.
Have a good nose.
W.
So what we're saying is, if wants to disappear, he needs to
Do I
use
need to put any
Febreze.
caps in there, John?
No, I don't believe so.
If I wants to disappear, he's gonna need to fully wash off, and also get rid of all his blood.
It's not letting me do
Back.
this.
Ah,
Can't track undead.
that's particularly creepy. Just like, oh yeah, get rid of all your blood, and you're
I
fine.
track using blood,
Okay.
okay? As long as it has blood. The rules literally say, as long as the creature has blood, I will know where it is. If the creature is bleeding below maximum
no.
hit points, I will
You
automatically know.
no space between the W and the slash.
No space between the W and the slash. Okay.
But if I type that, it sends the command, so I need to,
Gotcha. Okay, there we go. I can do this.
and then you put the message in after that, like in the same message you send the message. So slash WGM, whatever you want to say privately to me that they won't see unless they're watching the stream.
Oh, I'm gonna just change
Just
tabs
look
on
away
the
from
other
the
screen.
Don't look at that bit of the stream. Nuri, Christy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you've said you're not able to get on the foundry. Would Nuri attempt to jump / swim across the river, or would she get in the boat?
Well, there's a big stalagmite/stalactite, isn't there?
I
Oh, no,
believe.
smashed
yeah,
back
face-
to the path, not to make a bridge.
Well, I was gonna say, doesn't Nuri have control water, or whatever it is?
That is a good question. Does probably under the
I was gonna
spells?
say create and displace water.
Create or destroy you
Does that
have.
work both ways?
I mean, you could destroy the water, run really quickly as more water flows in, I guess. It's a flowing river, so it's not like you can destroy it and it stays gone, but if you leg it, you can probably destroy enough and, keep ahead of it.
Yeah.
So you get across that way.
I mean, how unsafe is the boat?
It's a
It's a boat.
It's a boat with a tiefling skeleton pilot.
I can't smell him.
All right.
He has no smell.
Nefira, you're taking the boat, I assume.
I do. I give him a couple of gold coins.
I was gonna say I'll take the boat as well because it's probably the safest
Okay.
route.
The boat slowly glides across, and he accepts one gold. He accepts one gold coin from each of you that rode in it. No more, no less.
Oh, gold, not to go swimming, Toya.
I'm sorry. I did the smart thing and got on the boat.
Feel free to get off the boat again now.
No,
I
it
thought
wasn't
you
made
made-
of money.
I thought you would have been able to make that jump.
And risk falling into the water? Are you crazy? Nope.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick Toya off the boat.
I was literally just moving my icon. Sorry, I'm on my laptop. You know that it lags.
So yeah, can we see
Can I smell them?
At this point, yes, you can. How secretive are you being about what you've just messaged me that you're doing?
Well, to say that I wasn't expecting them to be that side. I'm effectively sort of got my back against this column and focusing as much as I can as I'm slowly making the last part of this. So, taking cloth, getting that put in, getting it in, and trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this side of things. Almost like tying a torch to the side so it's ready. And effectively, anything which I would be doing, they should be able to see quite easily and directly from their angle. I am hiding from anything which is coming from the spider webs instead.
As you are, like, finishing the assembly, you hear a loud as rock smashes.
No!
And you hear...
Gun!
Who speaks Elven again? Who speaks Elvish?
Me.
Zara should, since she's an elf.
I don't.
Not me.
I
I
speak.
don't know
Elvish.
about. I don't know about Nuri without the sheep.
Nuri does speak Elvish.
I was about to say, I want to say yes.
Hmm.
I will send you that message on Discord.
Trust me. Believe me.
Those of you that speak Elvish hear this high-pitched, screeching voice from the room to the south. Crazed voice.
Should we be worried about that?
What did she say?
Translation: the simp be mad, or the simp be
Okay.
worried.
I'll
Oh,
load my gun.
Good
I
idea.
suppose I need my sword.
Not only one note that was, I quickly try to finish as best I can and then throw my concoction straight into the webs.
Just as you throw it, as it leaves your hand and is like flying end over end, you see the Drider just stride to the edge of the area and look out and sees you, and repeats in, what languages does Drider know? Repeats in Undercommon. And points directly at you, draws his sword, and starts walking out of the zone of the webbing as the bottle of whiskey and I'm gonna roll a dexterity saving throw against...
If they see them pulling out their weapon, I'm going to be pulling out mine.
Oh dear. Oh boy, Spider Queen is going to be mad at him. Can you roll me 3d6?
Yep.
Crispy spider.
10.
Okay. He takes 10 points of damage now as the webs whoosh up in flames, and the flames just start burning around him and spread very quickly along the webs. The room isn't engulfed just yet, but it's getting toasty in there, and he is on fire. And I'm gonna say,
Like I get out my Moonblade and get angry.
sure.
Just literally just end up saying one thing to it. It's time.
Roll me initiatives.
Well,
15.
Hold on.
7.
Un momento, por favor. Still fighting with the kitten. No, you cannot have the spare food on the plate.
They want it.
13.
God, I hope those aren't my rolls for the whole night. Ooh.
Is that everyone?
That is everyone.
Like I say, roll for me.
I have done.
Damn it, Ick!
I assumed that you weren't going to be able to when you said you weren't. You got a 14. You did really well for Nuri.
Yeah.
Ick is going to run forward. And seeing the threat, lets out a little screech, pulls up the light crossbow, fires at the very big problem in front of him. Strikes the very big problem in front of him with a crossbow bolt.
Poor boy.
I'm caught between two thoughts of, that's my boy.
My boy!
This is meant to be mine. My girl.
Vason.
Chair! Use the chair!
So I can see, can I actually see that thing
It-
on the edge of my vision?
It's on the very edge of your vision, but you do see it sort of silhouetted against this fire that's now burning in the background.
Cool.
Actually, let's throw down some lights for the fire that's now happening.
Ooh. That's very helpful. This is what it's like to see?
Ooh.
I'm envious of all of you. Alright, so,
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball don't have dark vision.
yeah, I'm only getting any vision at all because Wall gave me some like goggle stuff that is worked into the armor somehow.
I gave you glasses.
So sort of
Basically.
on the edge of this giant web, webbed up room that the fire is spreading throughout, you just see this large, half spider, half humanoid creature, fire burning around its thorax, longsword drawn, and just murderous eyes locked onto
Ooh, Vason is going to use his entire movement, practically leaping over in the process, to go 10, 20, 30, 40 feet, because
As
that
you
aura
try
of
to go
electricity is
through my
amazing.
area, I am not letting you. This one is mine. Can I push him aside, or try to?
Oh, damn.
Take an opportunity attack.
This
Yeah, it
is
Yes.
mine.
I mean, it is an opportunity.
it would be an opportunity attack, so
I'll take it.
make me a I'm guessing a shove attack, so athletics check with advantage versus however shove attacks work, because nobody remembers that. 1 second.
I believe
I think
it's strength.
Yeah, it's strength versus strength, really. or strength versus. Depending on how you want to do it, it can either be strength versus strength or strength versus dexterity. It's usually along the lines of athletics.
Yeah,
athletics or athletics versus.
Basically, it's a make me
acrobatics.
a knock his happy ass out of the sky roll.
Ben, roll me an athletics check with advantage because you're raging. Vasin,
30.
can an athletics or an acrobatics beat 30?
Athletics or acrobatics? I think if I use a feature, I can. Check what that does. Oh, I have something that will allow me to get advantage, but I think at most that'll do is allow me to get a natural 20. So I'm just gonna have to roll for that. See if I can get that natural 20.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so I guess that's gonna be.
Actually, wait, it's a skill check. Natural 20s don't automatically pass skill checks.
Oh, in which case, I cannot mechanically.
You are shoved.
How far?
Well, five feet in a direction of, or you can either shove him 5 feet or knock him prone.
I think it'd be more knocking him prone.
Okay.
Just more for the sake of Richie saying that's it.
You get to hear an just shoves into your side and you just collapse to the ground, prone.
That one. That spawn from the lower realms is mine.
Am I able to do a combat roll, or would that
No.
essentially have been passing that test?
That would have been passing that test. You are knocked prone and need to use half your movement to stand up, and you've already used more than half of your movement to get here.
Well, 20 foot would have been half my movement, so I guess if I was going through, that would have been just over. Yeah. Damn. I think a little what? Huh? Moment as he's gone from moving incredibly quickly flat on his back. There's just a moment of, we're trying to help you. You're our friend. Whilst just looking up at flat on his back.
I can't really repeat or reply at the moment, but still, that is mine. I need to take that one down myself.
I think at the end of his turn he's going to just throw a guiding bolt
Okay.
to hit the Drider.
Niznia.
Mm-hmm.
That thing.
He has a name, we'll use his name. Every once in a while.
So, just need to make sure that's what I need to do. I need to make a ranged spell attack roll against the target. Cool.
Fortunately, you will be at disadvantage because you are prone.
Well, here's hoping it works then.
Yes, I'm hoping it works. I'm just being a rule player.
Okay,
I am
so
backseat DMing.
attack with disadvantage. That is a 9.
That does not hit. It sees the bolt coming and it just gracefully moves to the side. Nuri, what would you like to do on your turn?
Right, let's have a look.
You're currently behind a giant stone pillar.
Yeah. Does anybody need any aid?
I don't think so.
Nobody needs any healing at the moment. If you've got any boosting spells, you might be able to target with them, as he seems intent on taking on this thing alone.
I mean, I'll happily do that, but I don't know my list of things.
You've got...
Like, there's some on Tom's, so I've not got access to anything.
You could cast Bless, or you could cast Aid.
Let's do Bless level 3. So I know that's one I immediately thought of.
Okay.
Bless.
So casting Bless at level 3 means you can target 5 targets.
I'll target under scum. And I'll do anyone who's closest to me. What's the next closest?
Think I get one?
Yeah.
What does bless? Oh, I can see what it does.
Bless allows you to roll a d4 and add that to attack rolls and saving throws.
The opposite of Bane.
It is indeed.
If I had spammed that spell, I should really know what it does.
Not blind, not blinded, not bleeding. Blessed, there we go. So...
Slightly. He's like...
So, Wall... Nefira and Toya and Vason, just go with the player characters.
Go with whoever you want. I gotta mute myself real quick.
Well, I mean, I'm asking Christy because it's her character that's targeting.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Just Wall,
Yep.
Toya, Nefira. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you've moved 5, 10. Do you want to just sort of keep moving up so that you can get into a good line of sight for where this fight is happening?
Yeah, I was going to say if I'm looking at that, can I come to the right side of the next sort of, like, I take it that's another...
So sort of here?
Yeah, in between.
Yeah, you can get to there quite easily.
Yeah.
Just sort of tuck in a little bit behind the giant stone column, and you're probably not in direct line of sight of the creature.
No.
What's his name, John? We just said we'd use his name.
And yet here you are.
I said we'd sometimes use his name.
I'm now concerned because now it's the
Nefira.
Right, I'm gonna move 20 feet up to there.
You are stood sort of in the same space as a crumbling statue of a prince.
I do have a
Excuse
feeling
me.
that fits Nefira quite well.
Ah, my egos are loving this today. On the one hand, I want to shoot this thing with Eldritch Blast. On the other hand, it's cathartic for Underscum to kill it. But I have no buff things for Underscum. I will speak Elven. You have brain. Have some culture. I will hold my action until something gets out of the webbing.
Okay.
Is near the fallen, Nisfear the dropped, Nisfear the lacking, Nisfear the thrown aside and left. It's good to see you fallen to your stature. Just swinging for an attack with the moon touch sword.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh. Yeah. That happened.
I don't like that. Oh.
I don't like that at all. My favourite part is on my page, it got cocked against the side of the window.
I don't like that at all.
For the record, that movement aura is still active for Underscum. As much as it's not particularly relevant.
Any
I just
chance
wanted
of
to
using
make
an inspiration, I
aware.
don't know if it would help.
Yes.
How do I use this inspiration?
Tell me you're using inspiration and re-roll that damn dice.
Thank God. I am using the inspiration. I'm re-rolling that damn dice.
And also, you are
Normal
blessed.
win. And blessed as well. Yep.
Uh,
Let's see how this goes. So I'm not sure whether the blessing was going to help that much. 21 next time.
21 will hit.
Thank God for that. And minimal damage.
Yeah, but average damage.
No, it's the minimum which I can actually do. That's fine. This is only a mere taster of what is to come.
Okay. You strike into it with the moon touch sword, and it's not happy with that. Whoa.
It is me. Yes. So, Wall is gonna like round the corner. 5, 10, 15, 20. And see that Vason's down. Can I tell what's happened? Did I like hear what happened?
You would have likely heard just sort of Vason's feet hitting the ground, and I'm just saying, this one's mine, and then sort of a as Vason fell to the ground. You wouldn't necessarily know that what did to cause it, but
Wall is gonna like be startled and be like, "Oh no, what's happened?" And then it's gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on himself.
okay.
So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 55. I get to Vason and I'm gonna pull them up. Expeditious Retreat, I believe, is a bonus action to cast that turns my bonus action. Yep, so as a bonus action, I cast Expeditious Retreat to dash.
Yep.
And then as my action, I'm going to help Vason up.
Okay.
I'm going to pull him up and like kind of see him a bit kind of confused and be like, what the hell happened? But like level my gun. At the end of my turn, level my gun to this guy over here.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Niznia is going to use one of his special actions.
Oh no.
And he says something in Elvish.
Zara, is he swearing at us?
She says, worse.
Well, now I really have to stab him.
Big
You wanna
shot.
do?
Careful, they jump. And my best interpretation of them jumping from one plane to another.
I feel like you're a little busy for this.
Come on, get into position, Spider.
Well, I'm ready to kill anyway.
Toya.
Doesn't matter, one or the other.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna like what about happened to me.
How can I help you, DM?
It's your turn, do a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Or don't, I mean, it's up to you. Your thing could be just stand there.
Hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. You guys know there's a ruler that you can use that does this. Like,
I remember there was a ruler like after I'd like spent all that time like counting squares, and I was like, I'm here now.
What about this thing? I think I have 30, right?
you have 40 feet of movement. Because you are a barbarian and they get to go zoomy fast.
I'm a cat barbarian.
Oh, that's a fun combination.
Okay. Anything else with action or bonus action as you get there?
Yeah, actually. I'm gonna throw a stick at it.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta find my inventory. Because for some reason, the whole thing is gray, and it's dark gray writing on a medium gray background, and my eyes are going, no! Did that work?
Yep, in the chat window, you need to just click the attack.
Okay. No, don't freeze, don't freeze! Okay. We're good.
You fling the javelin, and he just sort of knocks it out of the air with his longsword.
Oh, I forgot to rage. Oh well.
That is a bonus action, and you can do that at the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the end of my turn. Can I rage, please?
You rage. Possibly at the fact that he just broke your javelin in the air.
Do I need to click anything, or am I just raged? Never remember.
On your features list, there is a rage thing. If you just press that, it'll knock down how many uses you've got of it for today.
Right.
And throw into the chat what rage does, but we all know what rage does. It causes you to rage.
Boom.
Increases your blood pressure and cholesterol.
Red bitch. Like, how dare?
On
Policeman?
Zara's turn,
Kick his ass, baby.
Zara's going to move up to here. Draws out a crossbow that somebody gave her, because apparently you're just distributing crossbows to NPCs now.
I have a lot of crossbows, don't judge.
Possible.
I own a firearm shop. What do you expect?
We judge.
Pistols, guns, not
Yeah.
crossbows.
You're,
I have no money to make you guns.
the crossbow bolt sinks into Niznir, because apparently your NPCs are rolling 21s for attacks.
Hey, you're the one who keeps giving them +6s to hit.
Hey, I just made the character. On Niznir's turn, he is going to read what his multi-attack does.
Oh no.
I've got it written on the back of his hand.
That many. Oh dear.
Like, how does multi-attack work? Okay, press that button, and that knuckle, and that, and suddenly, like, 5 arms attack at once.
He grows extra arms, and it's just like, oh fuck.
Yep.
With devastating speed, he strikes down for a 15 to hit,
No.
a 10 to hit,
No.
and then he rears back up and comes down with the teeth for a 16 to hit.
And that one just hits.
So that is 7 points of damage, but you are raging, so 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And that was Niznir's turn.
Shouldn't it be 4?
No, because it's poison damage for 3 of it.
Poison still affects.
Poison isn't halved.
You have the
Right.
piercing, not the poison.
And then it is this guy's turn. Oh, I was hoping it was yours. As a bonus action, because this is a bonus action,
Oh dear.
Oh, hi!
Oh, I'm so happy!
So am I, because technically just appeared out of the webbing.
Toya,
Yeah?
does a 15 hit your armor class?
I don't think so, but I have to reopen my character sheet, so. Yes, it does.
You take
Oh my.
23 points of damage.
Alright.
And could you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure.
You are getting an extra +3 because you've got my aura of protection.
Right, so
FYI.
Constitution.
Plus
saving
3.
throw, hold on. Okay. +3.
That's all your normal stuff +3.
Does that work?
Okay, that's fine. You feel the pulse of poison, and it really hurts as this spider bites into you. And this spider's just sort of vaguely glitching around like it's not quite fully here. Its mandibles sink into your flesh and inject poison. And then it's still here, because it's a bonus action to phase.
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up.
So, it is now Ick's turn, and Ick is gonna... Oh no! It's Nefira's bonus, Nefira's held
Yeah, my
action.
reaction. Hi, buddy. Would you be so kind to take some Eldritch Blasts to the face?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Eldritch Blast the first, and Eldritch Blast the second. So 25 to hit, and then a 15.
They will
Yep.
both hit. What's the damage?
Total damage... What's that? 28 minus 6 is 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage.
Bad spider.
You just let forth black eldritch spider webs past Vason, who's sort of half pulled up by Woal, strike into the side of this spider, and it just shifts and looks around at you.
I hate to ruin our day, but I don't think... Is that second Eldritch Blast from extra attack?
No.
No, it's all the same action.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
El-
Right, ignore
you
me.
get more eldritch blasts the more high level you are to keep up with other people. Vason.
That's been a spider non-Toya, correct?
Yeah, it's just appeared in front of you suddenly.
And cool. What's suddenly about to appear is a great sword in its fucking arm. So yeah, I'm gonna smack it with Scale Edge.
Okay.
But am I gonna use a bonus action first? Because that would be sensible. I have protection spells. Where's my protection from poison? Yes, I actually have it. Do I attack or do I use protection from poison? I should have thought of this. You know what? I'll save it if I need it later. I'm gonna hit this thing twice because no, this thing's not allowed to stick around.
Okay.
So that is. Does this count as flanked?
Yes, it would, because even if is not being a friend to you right now, he's not a friend to this spider either.
Cool. I can't remember. Do you do a +2 or do you do?
It's advantage.
It's only me who does +2, like an asshole.
That's a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that's going to be 11 slashing damage. That is magical slashing damage because Scale Edge.
Okay. Cool.
All right. How badly wrecked does it look now?
Very badly.
Cool. I'll just follow that up with a second attack then. Another attack at advantage. Oh, only a 15.
That'll hit. It's a big old spider.
Cool.
Blue and white spider, in case coloration matters to you.
For 14 damage.
14 damage. That's more than 6, which is its current hit points.
Heyo.
And so the phase spider disappears, apparently. It's dead.
Phases.
Oh,
Movement.
sure.
Yeah, cool. So, avoiding. Wait, has reached, doesn't he?
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. So we got 10, 15, 25, 30. You know what? Race is just going to spend 15 feet to try and get past to provide backup. Is he about to get pushed over again?
Is very focused at the moment. Is busy at the moment. Please try and call again later.
Cool. And then, so that's 20, 30, and basically just stands behind this thing, forcing it to essentially, he wants to try and split its attention, so he just starts yelling at the Trider.
I'm just gonna, spread some fire in the room that's on fire as well.
We just ran
Yay.
into a burning room, Basin.
I'm a paladin.
Nobody said paladins were smart.
Or fireproof.
Paladins are the nearest thing this setting has to firefighters.
True.
I'd argue a druid is better.
No, the druid is the fire.
Nuri,
Yes.
what would you like to do with your turn?
Does everybody still have bless?
Yep.
Yeah. Needs bless. Yep. What can I do? Because what do I have?
You could toll the dead on it. That's a cantrip. You could try to guiding bolt it. Spiritual weapon.
Let's do a guiding bolt on it. How many levels have I got? For
The maximum you've got at the moment is you've got 1 4th level spell.
yeah. Okay, let's do level 2 then.
Level 2
Right,
guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm afraid you didn't. You missed. The guiding bolt goes wide. Would you like to try and move up closer?
I don't think that's very wise. But
That's fair. Okay. Next up, it is this guy's go. And he is going to move to here.
Not for this asshole.
And then bonus action. And then attack wall.
Oh no.
Oh, hi!
Oh no.
Wall, 12 to hit you.
No, that will not hit. I believe my AC is 14. Let me just double check that though. I'm pretty sure my AC is 14. Nope, that does hit
yeah.
me.
I moved at the wrong time.
Fuck. That hits.
Okay, that is 25 points of damage, wall.
Holy shit. Okay.
And could you make me a constitution saving throw?
I definitely can do that. Can I like just click on the damage and it auto apply, or do I have to?
Right click on it with your token selected, and it will let you apply it.
Did it. And then constitution saving throw, you said.
Yes, please.
I thankfully have proficiency. If I could roll it correctly. Normal. I don't think that's very good.
Ooh, that is just enough.
Oh, thank fuck.
You feel the poison pulse into you, and you're fine. You're fine.
I would have had bless there anyways, but yeah.
That is true. Nafira.
Oh boy. I don't like how close that is. I'm going to do something crazy and insane.
Okay.
I'm going to summon a shadow from myself.
Okay. I've been looking forward to this because I did a new thing with this spell.
Oh, do I actually have a shadow token now?
Well, you should if you come into Foundry and cast that spell from your character sheet.
Give me 1 second. Spell summon shadow spawn.
Using our spells as intended, unheard of.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my god, I do actually get to summon a shadow.
Yeah.
Why is it so cold?
Blocked due to missing user permission.
You should have permission for this.
Nope.
Oh. Oh, I'm really sad about this now. That looks so...
I saw the token. I can send you the shadow token I've built on Hero Forge if you want later.
I would like that. I would like that token, yes, because it'll be better than the generic one. Oh, you've got. Which one did you try to summon?
It gave me a shadow spawn token.
Which? It gives you an option of 3. Which one did you try to summon?
Despair.
You've got ownership of that token. There is no reason that shouldn't have worked. That wasn't the right button. No. Configure ownership. Yeah, you are Smitty, right?
Yeah.
You have to tell me if you're not Smitty.
Legally, you have to tell me.
Are you a cop?
Last time I checked, I am still Smitty.
Yeah, you're an owner of that token, so I don't know why that didn't work.
Okay. Never mind, I just want to cast it again to try and summon the token. Never mind. You go there, buddy.
But you should have control of that token, and that token should level to your level. If it works from the spell, which I don't know why it isn't. I'll look into why it isn't.
Well, that's fine. Right.
Well, fuck you then.
Summon Shadow Spawn. It does get to do 2 Chilling Rends now, because it came out of 4th level.
Yes.
Ah, so good.
Ooh.
So Chilling Rend the first is a 14.
I'm going to turn that option off. One
Oh
second.
no, because it's with advantage flanking.
Yes.
20.
Oh, that'll hit.
And Chilling Roll the second is a 16.
That'll also hit.
Alright then. For a total of 14 points of cold damage. Whoop.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. That hasn't done it right. Sorry, apologies. Add another 8 on top of that.
Another 8. Okay. You rend into the spider, and a spider is not happy.
Yeah. And for context, what people see, normally it's like a shadowed version of themselves. What people see, for context, think Virgil's Devil Trigger from Devil May Cry, but all black and inky. Does not look
I've
remotely like
definitely-
Nefera.
Definitely played Devil May Cry. Definitely know what that is.
hmm
I
Yeah,
have played
but the
it, and I
important thing
know
is,
what that is.
it does not look anything like Nefera.
Save it, you bleed. Good, that's all I need to know. I'm going to throw the blade aside. I'm going to grapple Nisni.
Okay.
Would you like me to roll anything now?
I would like you to roll me a athletics check with advantage, please.
Yep. 26 for a defeat.
It can't. You
Learn to fear me.
grapple it.
You'll fear my face before you lose your sight. There is nothing else I can do for the time being. I have a
Okay.
plan for the long run, but for now, nothing.
Okay, the other thing that I've positioned well within the group,
Oh fuck.
Not like
Nefira.
that.
Oh, hi! No, bad spider, go away.
Never mind.
I said bad spider, go away.
It's apparently a very bad spider. It bites at you and misses completely.
Good.
Whoa.
It's me. Wall is not very happy that he has been bitten.
Fair.
But annoyingly, fuck. Okay.
I
Okay,
totally didn't
so
just walk my dog
because
outside.
it's like on me, I get disadvantage to fire, but I think I'm gonna fire close range anyways.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and find my goddamn gun because I lose it every session. I believe it for some reason is in my backpack rather than in my features. Wait, here it is. You gonna roll?
You have to click it in from the chat now.
Oh, it's in the chat. It went into the chat. Cool. The attack at disadvantage. 14.
That'll hit.
Nice. 17.
That'll also hit.
God.
No, that's
Oh, that's the damage.
that's the
oh.
damage, John.
Okay.
I'm a lean, mean wall killing machine.
Wait, no, wait, why are you killing yourself?
You didn't kill Wall, but you did kill a giant spider thing.
Fuck yeah. And I believe I have multi-attack, so I'm going to turn towards this ugly fella over here, pull the thing back, and shoot again.
Okay.
Which is normal, 24 damage. Normal.
That'll hit.
16 damage.
You blast the spider.
Sick.
It's not happy. Would you like to
Cool.
move?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to like No, I'm gonna move to like I'm gonna move to next to Toya. I'm gonna try and work on use my. Come on, token. There we are. I'm there. That is my turn.
Okay.
Well,
Toya.
it's witnessing this and a bit horrified
Yeah.
right now.
It's your turn. What do you do?
Yep, I'm. Oh god, my token don't want to move. Come on, you piece of. There we go. Sorry, like I said, my laptop's fussy, so it doesn't always like to work. And then I'm going to smack it with a big sword.
Okay.
As soon as I find my big sword in my inventory. Alright, so smack it once. How many times can I smack it?
Twice, but you've got to roll it from the chat.
Right. And that's normal, and then I get a third with bonus action, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Great sword is two-handed.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Trying to keep track.
Also, don't forget you've got that like first hit ability.
Yeah.
Right. So does that mean I'm rolling with advantage?
No.
You just get extra damage.
You get extra damage if you hit, and unfortunately that doesn't hit.
Oh, okay. Well, fun. And then
Oh,
okay.
I'm in the wrong position for advantage, aren't I?
Yeah.
Grant it, damn.
For
And now
Toya, yes. Then you click it again and just you can roll the attack from the same thing in the chat window.
Oh, okay. Bam.
But unfortunately that doesn't hit either. Just the first strike, it knocks your sword aside with one of its legs. The second you bring it up, but its elven armour that's still in patches across it just glances your blow aside.
Right.
This one is mine.
Well, fuck you! She's raging! She doesn't give a shit! Sorry, Ben!
There we go, John. Tokens in your DMs.
Sweet. Zara is gonna crossbow bolt. And it just snaps across its elven armor. And then she's gonna run up behind you, Toya. And as a bonus action, she's going to say, try and hit it there!
You got it, baby.
And give you the help action. So on your turn, you get advantage on your first attack against it.
Cool.
On Niznia's turn, he's focusing on
Did successfully grapple?
Did successfully grapple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that is... Natural 20.
Yeah.
So that is 23 halved.
Right.
23 halved to 11. Second attack is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
So that is 13 halved to 6. Final attack is...
Does that first hit have a second D10?
We're on critical hits are max dice roll. Plus your dice.
Yep.
So it's... Yeah. And that third attack was the damage, not an attack roll. So I'll do an attack roll first. That's 23 to hit. So
That hits.
11 halved to 5.
Alright.
And it just furiously strikes into you with its long sword, just holding it two-handed, just swinging wildly.
I think you pissed it off.
That face spider is dead, so it's not going to get a turn.
You're welcome.
Ick is going to attack the new giant spider that's very close to Ick. That'll hit.
Yeah, aim for one of the 8 eyes, Ick. Doesn't like that.
Deal some damage to it. Vason.
What is the thing that's on fire next to me?
Webbing. There's lots of webbing throughout this room that appears to be wrapped around vaguely humanoid shapes.
Well, that's grim in every meaning of the word.
Well,
Is
it's not
there,
like we haven't
is there
seen it
anything?
before.
Is this webbing? Is it particularly a solid clump of it, or is it a wispy clump?
There are solid clumps throughout the room, but wispy threads throughout, which is spreading the fire from one clump to the next.
Okay, I'll get mechanical. Can I grab the thing that's on fire and smush it on the Drider?
I'll allow
The
it.
Drider on fire with its own webs, because that seems twisted.
Make me a improvised weapon attack.
Oh god, I can't even remember how to do that.
So that is a, I believe, just a strength test, because you are not... 1 second, let me double check, because...
And whilst double checking, if anybody wants to see the full model for Nefera, it is currently in the artwork channel. As a spinny gift.
I want to see.
been.
It's far from perfect because sadly Hero Forge does not have great options for actually modifying the body.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool.
Ages with the light sync.
I'm looking at the wrong chart, I think.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, in the did you say the embedded channel?
No, in the art gallery.
I'll tag you, Rogue.
Please.
So make me roll a d10, d20 plus 4.
All right, cool. So, do I get advantage because of?
Yes.
Cool. I will just roll that twice because remembering the code for that is difficult. And I'm glad I did.
That just hits. So roll me a d4 plus a d6 plus 4 for your strength.
D4 plus D6 plus 4. 9.
And you are now... I'm going to give you the fire shield marker to remind me that you're on fire.
Mason, no.
I do believe that he is on fire.
Vason, you reach out into the webs, you wrap a length of them around, and you pull, and you slam a stretch of the webbing into the back of this creature, and it screeches in pain as you slam it down. And you look over to see that you've revealed what looks like a vaguely human remains.
Oh dear. Do I still have my extra attack?
You do still have another attack. That was one attack.
Cool. I'm going to. So it's grapple, correct?
Yes.
I mean, thematically, it thematically means nothing, but I was just going to go and chop one of its legs off.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it real good. It's a 17.
You don't.
Dang.
You
I
aim
don't hit it
for
real good.
you aim for a leg and you go to slice and it just moves the leg out of the way.
Oh wait, you have bless. No, do you?
Oh.
You have bless.
Yes.
Wait, do you-
I will use that
Do you
blast.
have
That's a
bless?
D4.
That is a D4.
Alright, cool. I'll roll D4 to see if I can get any to add to that. That's a 3.
That is enough.
Cool.
Yay.
You think about this world where you swung and you missed and it moved its leg, but then you realise the holy light of your paladin of your cleric shines down upon you, and you make contact with the skin of the creature. Roll me the damage.
That is 11.
Okay. Neri, what would you like to do on your turn?
How is everybody?
I'm hurt.
Taken some damage, Woe's taken some damage, Toya's taken
I'm
some
pretty bad.
damage.
I'm
Let's
below
do.
half.
Let's do some healing word then on whoever needs it the most.
That'll probably be Woe.
Yeah.
What level?
Level 2.
Okay, you got 2 level 2 slots available. So that is Woe.
Me.
You get back 12 hit points.
Whoop. Right. Oop, I opened the menu accidentally. Fuck. Wait. Touch my token. Press right click. Got it. There we are. I did it, guys. I'm smart.
Nefira.
Right, for my go, I'm going to tell my shadow to come over here. Be a good boy so I can get some flanking. Thank you. And we'll do the shadow first and get it out of the way. So 2 chilling rends with advantage. That's a critical hit.
Sure is.
I'm just going to do that crit damage now, because it's going to be easier than doing everything else later.
Makes sense. Do that now.
For 20 points of damage.
Yep. There's a puddle where that spider used to be.
That works.
I had a plan, and that completely ruined my plan.
Your shadow's too powerful.
It's really that awkward moment where, like, you pull off a combo. It's like, that looks really cool. Shepard died on the first hit. The rest of the air combo for nothing. Oh, okay. No fear, buddy. What can you do? We were going to do some sword attacks, but never mind.
You talk sense into
Yeah, no, doesn't want to talk to me right now. I'm going to move 15 feet over there just so I can get a better view of everything going on over here. And yeah. How dead does Nisnir look?
Oh, he's still looking quite healthy. I mean, he is on fire right now, so he's going to be taking some damage, and fire is spreading throughout the room that he is in, which is probably also eventually going to lead to some problems for anyone in that room.
No problems then. I'll throw in a couple of quick Eldritch Blasts. So the first one's a 21 to hit for 10 points of damage.
Okay, that does indeed hit.
And the second one's a 12.
I think
it's going to be a miss.
That does not hit.
Oh, bless though. Can't forget the bless. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Dang.
He has pretty decent armor.
Nah, I'm pretty sure for us he has pretty shitty armor. God damn it.
Yeah, that's me all done anyway.
I would like to start dragging Miss Near towards the water.
Okay.
Can't walk very fast while I'm dragging you, Miss Near, but that gives us time to talk. Literally just 15 feet in this.
Well, you can go 30 if you dash.
Which I will.
So
I want to let you walk past all of the little creatures which has been squashed. What was the button you pressed when you hit her?
space.
And pretty much is saying, you know, when it came down to true fear, I constantly saw your face, along with the others. You dare tell me, perhaps, give me one last idea before you pass. Which one of you ruined the child? It could be the difference between a quick or slow. Nis. You ain't one of them anymore. You're one of me. You're under scum now. You are not on their level. Stop using their tongue. I know you can talk. Now talk.
Underscum, he's speaking with a little... He, she, it. It's still speaking with a bit of culture, at least it's Elvish.
Also, kudos to anyone who can talk whilst they're on fire.
May not be the best time, right?
We'll see how you talk after your first bar.
Really good idea to put the fire out?
It's not so much a bad idea if he can't get out the water.
How do you know we can't?
Because I'm gonna drown him.
Fair.
Because of me.
Yes, because of you. I'm here, I'm like this. Because of you.
Are you the only one?
I'm the only one. I'm the only survivor left to take the failure to live with it.
I get to take down the last part of you then.
Live with the shame of failure.
Huh. I hadn't thought about that. No wonder you're letting me drag you so easy. You want to live with this shame no more, do you?
If we weren't resisting, we would be at the water by now.
Well, I suppose that part's true. But I'm thinking now, is there a better way to cause punishment? What is it that the kids used to do as spiders?
Oh, my legs off.
Let us go. The Queen is mad at us. That is enough.
It
Nope.
will never be enough. It will never be enough. You don't see the faces of them every night as you dream. You don't hear the screams in the moments of silence. You don't know the pain of the stench of every aspect. You don't know what it's like to truly hate yourself. You're close, but you're not quite there yet. Allow me to show you a pain that you cannot subside so easily. I think after we've got to move on to the next turn.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's fun, but we'll, Whoa.
Alright. Wall, seeing and hearing this, has like a look of abject horror on his face. This is definitely not how guns work, but like... oh, fuck. No, fuck it. I have 2 shots. One is going at
Okay.
Yeah, and the other one's going at the spider. As I'm gonna try to look this out. First one's Oh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the damage for this one, so that's a critical hit, so that's a 26.
So that's halved to 13.
Cool. And then the next one's gonna be on the Drider, that's a 19, that's
That'll just hit.
awesome. Damage, 15. And we'll just like continue to like look absolutely fucking petrified of like what's going on. And then Liz like gonna like start to like back up.
You're backing into a room that's on fire. Just
Yeah, Wall is like more scared of than the fire.
throwing it out there, just in case you weren't aware.
Oh no, I'm fully aware that Wall is backing up into fire, but he's like, I'll take a fiery death over what the fuck's going on over there, because that ain't okay. Like, he's... yeah. He's gonna fucking leave. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna like deal with the fire right now. He's gonna actually go deeper in. Here.
Oh,
What breaks grappling?
I don't it's
the
there's
grappler
nothing-
being incapacitated.
You can break it by doing an additional... You can grapple to break it using a strength check, so you would have to beat strength.
Oh, joy.
Yeah.
Toya.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm all for the maiming and torture of an absolute douchebag, so... Can I help?
You can ask... Well, you can ask if you can help, or you can just let it happen.
Thanks. Let's just weaken it to make sure that can actually drown the thing.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure how drowning mechanics work in D&D, so she's just going to attack it to make sure it's weak enough for to drown it.
You have advantage on this attack.
Right, so do that, and then do that, and then I do that.
That'll hit. Roll me some damage.
Like, I'm gonna assume that hits.
I said it hit.
Oh shit.
Can you...
20. Was it a crit 20 or?
No. It would be green if it was.
Ah, okay. Just making sure.
And then don't forget, you've also got the, under features, you've got the Divine Fury.
Right.
That deals extra damage on the first hit, so just...
So add 1d6 plus 3?
Just click Divine Fury if you want. It'll roll the damage. Or give you a thing to roll the damage.
Right, there we go, okay.
And then you can make a second attack.
Alrighty.
Still with advantage.
Alrighty.
That one won't hit, I'm afraid.
Oh well.
Zara's gonna back away from the flames. And is gonna not do anything else.
Don't get burned, sweetie.
And then at the end of Zara's turn, he is going to make one of his other legendary action things I gave him. Horde's Wrath.
Ooh, shit, that doesn't sound good.
Oh no.
Underscum.
Yep.
Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yep.
You do have.
I know, even with the +2.
Oh. Oh, and like, honestly, this better be the ones that +2 won't be there anymore.
I
But...
want to say one thing. Can I use cutting words as I see it coming towards me?
Yes.
Great. Do you really think that you have that ability? You pathetic piece of... I'll let anyone else imagine what word goes in that place.
Loser.
But free to be... And
So that would drop it to 15.
Which misses.
It swings and hits the rock of the column and the sword. And chunks of the stone column just...
You want this to happen, isn't it?
And on its turn... Ooh, on its turn... Ben, I'm breaking the rules of grappling for a moment for rule of cool thing.
Okay.
It's...
I'll allow it.
It pulls up to its full height and just walks you both over to the edge.
Okay.
And it's... You're still holding it? But it is, like... It pulls itself up and walks on spider legs and gets you to the edge. What do you wish to do now? Oh, Vason, could you roll me a d6, by the way?
Oh god, okay.
Because it is currently on fire.
1.
It's a little bit on fire.
Dang it.
Doesn't really notice it.
Drop.
As I look
Joy
at
is just in the
water, I look at
background.
here. I don't care if I'm gonna take you with me. But what will happen now is I will take you down. you know it.
You've killed my new children. Queen is still mad at me because of you. You seek an end to me. Would you...
An end to your evil.
Would you like to be the one to kill me? Or shall I just dive in?
I don't want to kill you anymore. That would make it too easy. I want to take off all your legs. I want to split you. I want to make it so that you are useless as your queen sees you are. But I will settle for killing you, because at least then an evil will leave this world.
If you wish to rip my legs off, do it. Because I've won.
He what now?
Because I'm the monster that he made him.
What?
You are not fighting me for self-defense. I have won.
This is... No. This is for redemption. This is for my past. This...
Can Toya say anything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Don't forget, it doesn't make you a monster if you're getting revenge for yourself and that little girl.
She looked tasty.
And if you really want the drive to suffer, give it to us.
I'd put that.
I know it's not my turn, but for the sake of once again your rule of cool side of things,
I'll allow it.
I would like a console of my fist growing tighter wherever I've grabbed. I end up using the momentum which I happen to have in me. Swinging myself, doing whatever I can to get as much weight on myself around as much effort as I can so I can get my strength back in order to take control of this again.
Okay.
And throw him towards my friends.
You grapple down and you feel...
Can we do this as a shove action effectively?
Yes.
Just sort of throw him and this in.
You feel the chitinous spider parts start to crack almost under your strength as you grip tighter and tighter, and then you just shove him and he stumbles and sort of lands. I'm gonna knock him prone. Screw it, why not?
Hello, motherfucker.
Is yours. Just sort of goes to his knees and just starts to wash himself in the water.
Ick is going to step to here, pull out a scimitar, and attack with advantage. Never mind. Ick's going to stay here because he's granting advantage.
Well, technically, it will have advantage while it's on the ground.
This is true.
Ick, buddy, we need to work on your stance.
I'm better at shooty shoot.
You can do better. You can also do stabby stab.
Fair, fair. Everybody has their skills.
Vason charges up.
Yeah. Vason charges up and essentially goes. Is just going to just say to the to Nisnir, you're going to pay attention to me right now, and he's going to cast Compel Duel.
Okay.
As a bonus action, if I can find Compel Duel. I had it a second ago. I have lost the spell. Compel Duel. It's the one that's expanded here. Bump. He needs to make a DC 14 saving throw, and the shield will disappear from
He rolled a
that's
nat
insane.
20.
Damn it!
Nuri.
That's only a bonus action.
Oh, wait. Not Nuri yet. That was only a bonus action? Jeez, that
Compel
spell.
Duel is only a bonus action
Compel Duel's rad as hell.
Yeah,
when it works.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it requires it to work.
I feel like he deserves a quip with a natural 20.
He's not in equipping mood right now.
Cool. There's just going to be a lots of being hit with a sword.
Okay, you're at advantage because he is prone on the ground.
Yay! I like being
Let's
at
hope we're
advantage.
also ganging up to wail on this guy.
It's a 26 to hit,
That'll hit.
and you know I'll just see what the second attack will be to hit. That's a 21 to hit.
That'll
The
also
second attack.
hit.
Cool. So that's going to be 2 lots of damage for 10 and 13 respectively. Can I still use Divine Smite? I can't remember if that requires a bonus action to use.
No, it's just when you hit.
Cool. And I'm going to use a second level spell slot on the first one.
Okay,
And if he's still standing, that's going to be a first level spell slot on the second.
cool.
Which I need to figure out what extra dice get involved with this. Cause
You've got a spell in spellcasting at the bottom of first level spells that is Divine Smite.
But I'm also remembering that I need to remember the D8 for Gale Edge. Cool. So Divine Smite. So the second level is that plus 1d8. Oh my god.
I believe you need to click damage.
Yeah, I have. So that should be 3d8 radiant plus 1d8 for the extra damage on that first one. Is it still up?
Still up.
He's a stubborn bastard, isn't he?
I think you could say that about most of us. And that's another 17 radiant damage.
He's still up. Nuri, what would you like to do on your turn?
Who else would like some healing?
Is looking very hurt.
I was going to suggest that, maybe helping a little bit. So,
Would you like to go over and cast Cure Wounds on him?
yeah, or healing word, either one. Level 3, do I have left?
You do have a level 3 slot.
Yeah.
2 level 3 slots, so now down to 1. You take 24 points of healing.
No, that was how many? Sorry,
24. Nefira.
Oh boy! Shadow goes there. I'm gonna go there.
Do you want to attack
no,
first
okay.
this time?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna attack first this time. As soon as I can find the tab, put my character sheet on.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah. Alrighty then. 1 rapier stab with advantage at 29 to hit.
29 will hit.
I also make it my Hexblade's curse. So we take 9 points of damage. Oh, Rapier, you are so pathetic.
Did that just take 3? It should have taken 9. Okay.
And Shadow Spawn for its 2 rending, cold, chilling rend things. The first one is a 26.
26 will hit.
Cool, and I'll see the second attack as it's easier, and that's a natural 20.
That'll also hit.
Cool, so the first one out of the way. D12 plus 7 for 14, and then the crit is a whopping 24.
How does Shadow Spawn want to do this?
Hey!
Yay!
So many ways it could. But no, what the Shadow Spawn will do is it will land both punches in, go right for the chest, and almost in a way peel it open, and then just go to town eating internal organs, specifically the heart.
Nis shrieks as his plates are pulled apart, and the shadow just starts loudly devouring its internal organs. We're going to end the fight.
Cool. Right. The second that fight is over, Vason is just storming at like Fury, and just full on just grabs him by whatever's grabbable, clothes, fur, just what the fuck do you think you were doing?
Failed. I'm just limping your hands. I failed. I couldn't do it. I was gonna do it. I should have done it.
Idiot! You ran off! Again! You said that you were trying to find a resolution for this. You were the one of the two of us who's meant to be the one who's not all about the killing.
You have no idea what I have done. I know
what you say. What you have said, what you have told us.
Told you the light part of it.
I don't care what you did, You're meant to be our friend. You don't run off at the first sign.
Why do you think I was trying to keep you out of this?
Because you're being selfish.
I was trying to be kind. You didn't need to see.
How is it kind to make us all worry about you? You clod! How is it kind on us to watch you throw yourself at something that if we hadn't come after you, you'd be fucking dead?
Because I don't matter.
Yes,
I
you
never
fucking
mattered.
do! And I just throw, behind me.
I have never mattered. It's been everyone else. Everyone else matters. You matter. You can make a difference. You can make the world better. I can't.
But you
I can
already
only
did.
live through you.
You literally just made the world a better place by going after that bloke.
Even then, I didn't. I failed. I threw it away at the last moment. I couldn't even want it.
You proved
No, you
were,
idiot! You won at the last second.
proved you were better.
You remembered who the fuck is. Not Underscum, not what he tried to make you. He even said it himself. The last second you remembered who the fuck you were.
It was meant to be my redemption, and I couldn't do it. My redemption would have made him happy. I couldn't do that. I have no redemption. I have no I
Hey,
am just me.
um, come on, look at me. What was your redemption? What was going to be your redemption? Was it killing him? Was it making him suffer? Or was it proving he didn't break you?
I don't know.
Because
I thought I did know. I thought I was getting revenge, and I would have to. Who knows? I couldn't do it for themselves because they are no longer here. One
but
of
you
those
did
which were
do
too
it.
weak.
But you did do it. The
Why
thing
are we
that
still here?
because you're a good man. Why do you think we wanted to come and help you? Why do you think we keep traveling with you? It doesn't have anything to do with you being a big, strong man, though that helps. It's because you're and you're a friend and we care about you. We wanted to come and help you because this is part of your story. But that also means that sometimes you can't do it all on your own. This is
Okay.
sounding dumb. Okay, I'm going to try this again. You know what? Look me in the eye and try and tell me that you didn't just do the most badass thing ever by yeeting a giant Spider-Man at a Dragonborn and letting him chop it into pieces. Like, how was that not awesome? See?
But I had to let you. No. No.
Do you know why? Because he doesn't own you anymore. Which means you're different. Which means you've already redeemed yourself. The he wanted was the one who would throw him in the river. You looked at him and you thought, no. You made that choice, not him. You didn't follow his order. You made your own decision. So you're you. And the you that you are is a good man. Bugbear thing. Not the point. You're good. And I bet whoever you had to hurt before understands. You all suffered. No one was going to come out of there okay. Even if you had let someone else beat you, even if you had died there, someone else would be in your position and would be suffering right now. But they're not. You made it easier for them. You let them escape that suffering. You're doing so much good constantly without even noticing it. And I know it's hard to realize that. Trust me, I know. But it's true. You redeemed yourself.
Danger. I'm not supposed to put you in danger. And
Um,
you're supposed to stay back. I meant to protect the weaker. I meant to protect the ones that can't do as well. And like,
excuse me, do I need to yeet you across the damn cave to prove I'm not weaker than you? Yeah, that's what I thought. So don't even try that. I need to protect the weak. We are not weak.
No.
We're meant to work together.
Exactly. We're a team. Not and his band of underlings. Though that does sound like a really good name for an actual band. We should consider that after we're done with this dungeon. ultimately, you're the one who's part of our team, and you're the one who's with us. No one else. And you're the one we care about. Nobody else.
I just don't want you to go the way like Gimme did.
We won't. We won't because we're strong. And we also won't because if we slip and we do have moments of weakness, then you're here to help us up. Just like we're here to help you up.
That didn't. I couldn't help last time.
You did. You got me across the water. You helped me save Zara. You've helped Wool. You've helped Vason. You've helped all of us.
And then with Gimme.
Yeah, but
That's
you
fine.
weren't in a... You couldn't help then. But you have now. You ended it. You didn't let them turn you into what they wanted. Toya's gonna very awkwardly hug him. If he lets her.
Yeah. I don't want to fight anyone off at this point.
Look, I know what it's like. Trust me, I know. You think one is bad. Imagine a village's worth. I get it. But what you need to do is live. You need to strive to build a future that they can't have now. I know it's hard, and all these platitudes, they're not going to magically make things better. And even if you had killed that thing right then and there, that wouldn't magically make it better. Nothing does.
But he said that I had to face my fears. He
You
said that I
did.
had to take it on. I
Wait,
had to take
who?
on my past.
Who?
Of course. He said he couldn't help me. He said he wouldn't help me. He'd point me in the way. The direction I had to go in it was to face my past.
But you
I had
did.
to face my past. I had to take it on, but I couldn't finish it.
Did he say to kill your past? Or did he say to face it?
Because it looked to me that at the last second you beat your past.
I mean, that's what I saw. You got
Maybe
so close. Sorry.
Maybe that's what he meant then. Help me find my strength.
The
You
strength
finished
to...
him up. You're my strength.
And besides, after everything you went through, if he's not willing to help you, he's a dick anyway, and I know a way better god. I work for him. He's kind of an asshole, but he's a reasonable asshole.
I'm done appealing to the gods.
Not to contradict the lovely sentiment of your friends or your strength, I think he may have been referring to your morals.
Inner strength.
Strength of character. It's a lot of words for it.
Yeah.
And you kept that.
Besides, do you have any idea how much meat is on this thing? I say we get cooking. Oh.
Like, just Razor just tilts his head to the side just to take a look at how much of the meat is left after, like, the shadow spawn's been at it, and I'm just like...
Oh, there's a fair bit of it left. The shadow spawn is very efficient. It knew what it was going for.
It's not like we're going to be eating its intestines or its stomach. We're going for the muscle. Oh.
You go ahead. I've had more than a lifetime's fill of things that talk to me.
fair. Oh, I think I have some jerky in my bag. Do you want some of that?
Thank you.
Tonal dissonance.
At about this point, the fire in the webbed room starts to burn out. Those of you paying attention to where everybody is notice that someone's been missing.
Oh, great. And now Walls walked off.
Whoa.
Hello. Did you get my DMs? Because I don't. I check the DMs before you resolve that look. Because he has very flammable things on his chair. Very flammable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no!
Okay.
Yeah. It's like here, where the tip is. So like, it's about here,
Okay.
and then walls here. So he shouldn't be in the blast radius, but I don't think the fire's dying out quietly. I think it's lighting the gunpowder that's on his chair because he's
Didn't-
an artificer.
Didn't think of that bit. Cool.
Yeah.
At
I couldn't
about
work
this
out how to
point,
listen to you. I apologize.
at about this point, the gunpowder in Wool's chair explodes. The wheelchair comes, bits of wheelchair.
Oh, the sequence of events is just too good. Where's Volgon?
Where's all gone? Explosion.
Burning wheel just comes rolling through. Ah.
Whoa, from the flames that sort of lick up around you,
Yes.
you take 19 points of fire damage, which I believe
Doesn't kill me.
you are halving, because you are...
I don't actually have fire resistance. Not the right type of.
You're the wrong type of tiefling, never mind. You take 19 points of fire damage, and it's very hot and uncomfortable, but the webbing burns out quite quickly.
Yay.
You will look round to see the explosion that occurs, and several bits and pieces rain down around you. You notice that with the webs burned away, and I'm going to take... let's get rid of the fire. With the webs burnt away, the cocoons have been around various humanoid creatures. Drow, Katoa, troglodytes, dwarven miners, and human pirates.
Oh no.
All of them petrified.
Oh my god.
Let me repeat that. Ew.
All of them turned to stone, locked in poses of combat, with expressions of fear upon their face.
I don't think
that's-
Vason gives a flying shit about that. He sees that wheel scatter out of the explosion. He's just run straight at it.
I mean, you recognise the wheel.
Yeah,
Somebody
and he's
wheeled
just
things down
fucking
the stone.
Fallen to the floor again. I've done it again.
looks just for whatever he can, like any clue of where the hell Wall is. Because he doesn't have that long a sight.
You look... If you're looking...
We'd like some assistance from the ones that can see.
Yeah, I think Vason is just shouting, "Wall, where the fuck are you?"
You can like hear him like bawling in the corner. He's like ugly. He's not like being stealthy about it.
You hear ugly crying coming from over here. Over here, if I was on the right layer. This way.
The ping isn't very large, but I'm down here, Vason. I don't say that, but like
It will ping at the edge of the screen if you're off the screen. But It's over here.
Oh, thank God he's not dead. He's over here. He's alive.
Why was he in the fire?
Why the hell were you in the fire?
He's like, War's just having a full-blown panic attack right now. He's like holding his horns and he's like got his knees up to his face. You can see like very obviously now that he like doesn't have like I think it was always very obvious that he doesn't have feet. He doesn't wear boots on the, so ignore that. But he doesn't have feet. But he's just like in the corner like having a right hyperventilating attack.
Oh God. What's the saving throw against a panic attack?
Wisdom, I'd imagine?
You can also see that he's there is evidence in the ground that he's dragged himself over here from the wheelchair.
Oh, wait, I know this one, guys. Ask him if he can, ask him to name 5 things he can hear.
Sure. What can you hear, buddy? As he casts enhance ability for wisdom.
Ooh, I will roll a wisdom saving throw real fast. Thematically, I'll do it normally. Ability check. That's a check, not a throw.
Plus, you'll have like hilariously, my aura also gives you a boost on wisdom saving throws.
Fuck yeah! Well, that would be like above 20 with a boost.
Does that work to calm you down, Wall?
Yeah. He like kind of like breathes in, just kind of like, a lot of ringing in my ears, but I could hear water, and Toya, and you, and I think I heard Vera. Where's Is he? What's happening?
He's
Is here. 4 things he can see.
okay. What can you see, Wall? Can you see me?
Like looks up. He's like face is like very like streamed with tears. He's like, I can see you. Oh fuck, my chair's broken. He like looks around your shoulder. Just like, oh god.
Yeah.
He kind of like, my bag of holding, is it broken?
I think Vaser just turns round.
Seems fine.
Oh thank fuck. Thank god.
I was about to say, if the bag fine, no, bag's broken. Jost!
The entire everything would just be exploding out and filling the chamber.
Yeah, like the entire room would just be filled with like bullshit the party has accumulated.
Okay,
It's a good episode of Hoarders.
It's not my fault you guys pick up the most random shit and you're like, whoa, hold this. And he's like,
Okay.
3 things he can feel.
What can you feel?
Like, he kind of like pats the ground. It's like, the ground,
Strong feelings of existential dread.
existential dread. I think I put my hands.
Intense burning.
Yeah, I'm pretty burnt.
Like, give me your hands. Give me your hands.
Hands them over.
I think lay on hands can cure burns. I
It
think.
cures damage, so
2
gonna be a bit
things he
crispy,
can
but it's fine.
smell.
How much
Well,
lay
you-
on hands do you want me to drop to fix his hands?
I'm not horrifically badly damaged.
it's up to you.
I will drop 10.
Okay.
Wall can smell everything. Like, I can smell the river, I can smell you, the shadow thing that Vason summoned, it smells really weird, somehow has blood in it.
That's Nefera. I'm Vason. That's Nefera.
Yeah, I can
Who
smell
always
the
gets
Trident
confused?
inside
I think
the
it's
Shadow
because with the
Spawn,
religious
I can
ones.
smell Neri, I can smell...
You can smell crispy tiefling.
I can smell crispy. Did we blow up the dead bodies? I thought we blew up the boatman. I was like, no, we blew up the boatman. Fuck.
Okay, and then 1 thing he can taste.
What can you taste?
I can taste salt.
Does he sound a bit more?
I think Vason just sort of like uses like the back of his hand to sort of like clean up a tear. That tracks. Alright, come on, buddy. And just carefully picks him up and throws him over his shoulder.
Wall with just like a limp bag of potatoes. She's like, Like,
Toy is just grinning manically at Zara. I remembered all the steps.
Zara just gives you a thumbs up.
I'm
Okay,
helpful.
What's left of the chair?
The feels like going through picking bits up. I've got a wheel, ow, hot. Bits of set an arm or
Lots of twisted metal.
I found a couple of screws, and this, it's either a finger or a bolt. I'm not sure.
Wait, where's... Crab! Crab thing!
the crab thing emerges from the rubble because it's
How
a
big is-
magical creature.
How big is the crab thing?
It's like not huge. It's like the size of a large dinner plate.
I forgot you had that thing.
Is
I
it-
always forget I
how
have it
big
because
is-
it's supposed to be used in combat, but I don't like using it in combat.
How
It's just
big is the body? Not like the body and the legs.
even smaller than like the dinner plate, like a tea plate, you know.
Well, small,
can't
well,
put
not
one on
that
the ground.
small. That was what I was trying to go for. God damn.
Vason and Wall, make me a perception check for now.
Can I get it?
Actually, no, it's sight based. And Nefira, you can make it as well because you're checking out the same room.
Perception, you say?
Perception.
I can't see because
moment.
there's water in my eyes for no apparent reason.
Yeah, you're expecting the food to roll well.
Nefera!
Yep. Nope. The Führer is blind as a bat right now. I'm busy picking up scorched bits of metal.
Yeah,
Punching the missile.
you keep like, oh hot, oh hot.
That's a hot one. That's a hot one. Why is it all so hot in here?
What does a 19 get?
Vason,
Oh my god.
you notice amongst the statues that as you are now in the room, you're seeing them up close and personal. These are all petrified people.
Hey.
You notice two things that aren't stone and aren't parts of Wool's former wheelchair and equipment. One of them is a large leather belt with a metal buckle. And on that buckle is the symbol of the Storm Lord. The other are a few fragments of metal that look like they would piece together, sort of puzzle styley, into about a third of a breastplate. And what draws your attention to it is there is a little one thing that draws your attention to it, other than it being in this room and not part of the stonework, is that there is a carving on one of the pieces fairly prominently of a magpie.
Oh, Raven Queen. Wait, no, she's not a magpie. Never mind. Different. Wrong call.
Yeah, no, this actually tracks for Vason. Vason's been present for a conversation. He sort of carries Wall over, and just says, "Can you find him somewhere to sit down, Nefera? That isn't on a person."
Sure. And I instruct the shadow to go carry Wall.
Just gonna throw Wall over there.
And Vason then goes and picks up the breastplate and the belt,
Okay.
and just sort of carries like the pile of pieces in the one hand and the belt in the other.
They oddly aren't hot or affected by the fire.
That's good because I didn't think about that.
Magical items.
Where are Nuri and
Still up by the fish mouth. Question, DM. That statue that you said was smashed and broken.
Yes.
Is there enough of it left to act as a seat?
Probably. I mean, it's not smashed and broken like one arm's been broken off. You
I
could
was just
turn
thinking,
it into a seat or snap more of it off. It is crumbling and old. You do also notice the figure in it face is locked in a very familiar sense of dread.
Oh. It might not always have been a statue. Lovely.
Yeah. There are second thoughts now. The shadow on the other hand's like, yeah. Man needs a seat.
Crunch, crunch, munch, munch. I mean, you could just sit on the floor. You don't need to like make a chair out of dead people.
Just trying to keep.
I think making him a dead person's seat might upset him more.
I'm more worried about infection.
Yeah, I mean, putting him on a dead person's probably not going to be any better.
The shadow's just going to change the way he holds fall from like over the shoulder to almost like the fireman carry.
Okay.
This hurts considerably less.
It could just be me, but it seems like a lot of these statues are very unhappy.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if Dryder can, but there are things that could turn things to stone.
Nefira, you've never heard of a Dryad having that ability.
No. No, that's well outside of Dryder's wheelhouse.
So should we be concerned? Because obviously something had to have done this?
I'd say concern would be wise.
I mean, just a suggestion, but you know.
You do notice that a lot of the statues are very old.
Maybe there used to be something here before Nazir came along?
Might be.
He sort of says that idly hoping that's the case as he walks over to Wall.
Hmm? Oh, sorry.
You're still sorts of... You can still cast Identify, right?
Yeah, I can.
Plonks the pile in Wall's lap.
Wall's like, oh, that really hurts. Put me down, put me down, put me down. Ow, 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 ow.
Shadow complies.
Ow, ow. Wall's gonna sit up against this. Is this star thing like a statue?
It's the statue, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna like lean up against that and he's just gonna start casting Identify.
Okay.
He's gonna go and grab that book that has. That he saw earlier.
What are you
also-
starting with, Wall?
Wall is gonna start with the broken armor bits.
Okay.
Cast Identify. I presume that someone has brought him his bag because he has the pearl in there, I believe. Or his tools in there.
They find you the pearl.
Cool. I think his gun should have also survived, given it
Yes.
is technically magical, but his crossbow and daggers wouldn't have. So I'm just going to delete those real fast from his inventory. Cool.
It's the crab! The crab bought over his bag.
The crab brought over.
Yeah.
Oh, the crab! Awesome. I use the crab bag to pull out my little gem, like pearl, and I start identifying things, starting the armor, and then I move on to the belt.
So the image of you like a tiny plate-sized crab yanking a bag, far too funny.
It's like a very flat in my brain. It's basically just dish with some legs. It's like barely like recognizable as a crab. You know those little like robot things you see on Twitter occasionally that people sold a Thomas Tank Engine's head to for some ungodly reason. It looks like that, but without the Thomas Tank Engine head. Just a cute little guy. It's got a bag on it now.
I will be honest, I just can't help but see this thing do like the little crab rape dance when you say thank you to it.
Yes, it definitely does. That's its idle animation. It's normally under my chair, but I don't know how to make it stop.
You cast Identify. The shards of what look to be a breastplate you identify as not a whole magical item, and more of it would need to be collected to reassemble it. It is a set of brass armor with beautiful silver inlay. But you can piece it together and work out that you've got maybe a third of the plate. You can see on it several places where gemstones should be inlaid into the armor, and they aren't here. You get the feeling that with the Identify spell, if you were wearing this armor, you would get a bonus to your armor class. And if struck by a melee attack, the wearer could use a reaction to cause the attacker to suffer 1d6 points of fire damage.
Ooh, nice. I will tell everyone that and then ask if there's any more broken bits that we've missed in the no longer spiderwebs.
Vason, you didn't see anymore.
Cool.
There might be some elsewhere.
Awesome. I'll put them in a little bit of cloth and then put them back in the bag of holding. I'll put them in the bag of holding together.
Neri,
Yeah.
you've got the nickname Magpie, right?
Yes. That lady told us that, that we went to go and see a few times, talk about prophecies.
Oh, that armor had magpies on it, so don't know if that means anything to you.
Oh,
You-
was going to take out a chunk of it and then ask Vason to hand it to Neri, because I'm not entirely sure how close she. I don't think I'm within.
He's just running back and forth. I was trying to. Fine. Goes back, gets the pieces of armor, brings them over to Nuri, passes them to Nuri, goes for the book from if Um's willing to pass the book over.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Just brings that back over to Wall, and just be like, that might help with the spell.
Okay, is going to cross-reference using the book.
Using the book and casting the spell, you learn that this is the Storm Girdle.
Storm Girdle.
While wearing it,
Down.
and attuned to it, the wielder would have resistance to lightning and thunder damage,
Ooh.
and their strength would become 21 if it isn't already. As an action, they can become the Storm Avatar for 1 minute, gaining the following benefits once per day. While the Storm Avatar, you have immunity to lightning and thunder damage. When you hit with a weapon attack that normally deals bludgeoning damage, it instead deals thunder damage. When you hit with a weapon attack that normally deals piercing or slashing damage, it instead deals lightning damage. And as a bonus action, you can choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you to be struck by lightning. The target must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
I did not get all of that down whatsoever. But
That is fine.
guys.
I have that list that I can give to whomever.
I was gonna say, I'm sure there's an item card.
Yes, there is definitely an item card.
I will let people know what this does, and I'll put it to one side. That's a thing that's grab. Yep. Is this thing like related to the book? Like this is like the storm girdle of the question mark?
It is. You can see on it that it's a wide belt made of a very thick leather, and there is a clasp with a buckle made of, from your working with materials made from a dragon ivory.
Ooh.
With the symbol of cord on the belt, on the buckle.
I'm gonna tell everyone like, oh, this is made of dragon ivory. Just gonna think about it. Like,
Dragon ivory?
yeah, dragon ivory. Like narrow his eyes a little bit. Like, if this is like a belt made from like a dragon, the Stormlord, probably made of like a lightning dragon of some kind. I don't know. Probably where the power comes from. Maybe a blue or a copper or something. Like that. I don't really know my dragons.
Bronze.
Bronze. Yeah. Thank you, Grayson. The one you are. I think you're lightning, right? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My head's still ringing a lot. But that's
The
everything.
interesting thing is, Nefira,
You need
as
to
character-
talk to your... Yeah?
I was going to say, Nefira as character, not interested. Smitty as player, on the other hand, is like, for the whole thing of Nefira, so tempting to have that for one reason.
Become ultra strong.
It's tempting for me and for Mason, but it's not. But I know who this is for.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, one Mole tells everybody, I think Mason just like gets the book, passes it back to and it's just like, you need to have a word with your god.
He is my god. He told me that himself.
And he's the one giving you a bloody artifact. Sort of just turns, because he's still not thoroughly happy at what's going on, and he just needs to step the hell away. And it's just like angry against the wall.
Meanwhile, do I have any wood in my bag still, John, or did I give it all to
I think you've given most of it to the woodworking course. How much are you thinking you might need?
I just want to MacGyver myself, like, cause I'm pretty sure I have rope in my bag. Oh no, the rope's probably been burnt up because it's on the outside. I'll get rid of the rope. My rope's definitely gone. Why would I put my rope in the bag of holding? My tinderbox is almost definitely gone as well.
I can give you rope. I have 150's worth of it.
Awesome. If I could get some rope and like
Would
two
you like
bits of
hemp
wood,
or silk?
hemp, please.
In which case I can give you 50 feet of hempen rope.
I'm just picturing Underscums just like got. Would you like the issue? Paper or plastic?
I'd be like, if there's any like driftwood in the river as well, just 2 planks. I'm gonna see if I can get myself a chair again. Someone's gonna have to carry me there.
I'll look for
I'll
wood
do
in
it.
the river.
I can carry you. And I'm going to also go
I'll-
in the river to see if we could find any driftwood.
You spend some time looking for driftwood and manage to get enough to fashion Wole a replacement chair temporarily until he can get better equipment to do
Are
so.
you thinking like you need this to be strapped to someone?
Yeah, so it's like basically like he's making a seat to like have as a backpack for someone, and he'll just
In which case-
because he can't like. The reason he has a chair is that he's got really bad chronic pain, so like picking him up and manhandling like makes it worse. So he'd be like, I'd prefer to drag myself. But if you can like sit in like that position, then that's fine. So if
I'll
someone
also
can
give you my I'll give you my bedroll so you can make it more cushiony as well.
That's really sweet. Well, we'll appreciate that a lot.
And yeah, I'll throw on the belt because that's the easiest way to carry one. And yeah, get you on
Especially
your
after
back.
traumatizing him.
I'm gonna smush the chair together real fast. Do I need to roll for it, John?
No, you can easily put this together. And as you do put this together, we're going to say that's where we're going to call a close to the session before it gets to tomorrow.